So I came across this on Twitter. I guess JDA is trying to tell this guy. I don't know who this guy is. Master of TDS. I guess this guy had defended JDA, or I'm not really sure what's going on here, to be honest. But I have to say it's pretty. All right, let's. Master of TDS. The fact that you respond to me like this after everything I did for you is shameful. I went into people's DMs to advocate for you. I got on the phone with you. I stayed quiet when others talked about you and gave no opinion. I tried to help you fix this. I encouraged people to sit down with you, but instead of owning your mistakes and working to rebuild trust, you keep digging. Then somehow you turned and blamed me, even though I was one of the few people actually defending you. This isn't a cancel mob. This is the result of your own behavior. The problem isn't your beliefs, it's your refusal to reflect your inability to meet others halfway and your disregard for how your actions affect those who stood by you. If being friends with both sides isn't acceptable to you, then you've already made the choice. We're done. I'll let your response to my simple request slide, but I can't ignore the pattern anymore. Do what you want. Just know you're doing it without my support moving forward. And then here's JDA. You kept quiet while those guys let a cancel mob and won't stop. These are toxic, evil trolls who are pushing LGBT propaganda and trying to damage right wing creators. Oh, God. Well, it's kind of like keeping quiet when the Nazis are rounding up the Jews because you got a couple of German friends, yeah. Um, wow. And then he says, I've blocked him. Don't tell me who I can and can't be friends with. I make my own choices. Let's see if he, that dude tries way too hard to be relevant. Hey man, your statement says a lot. This week has been the peak of JDA poking the hornet's nest for what's in. I don't know. He's not doing himself any favors. It's sad to see. Okay, let's just. Yep, we are. Yep, we are our own person. Coincidentally enough, I mentioned how John has a tendency to burn bridges, and this proves it. That's a shame on his part. It's not a good idea to engage in emotional battle to manipulate others' actions. We got to be free to live our lives. Sorry he went crazy on you. God damn, dude, that was absurd. Props for handling it like an adult. Look at all this, man. Let's go back to the. Let's go back to this one. I want to see what they say on here. Oh yeah, I was gonna post this doll. I might still do it. I was debating to post that doll and then Master TDS. Okay, let's see what JDS says. You support cancel pigs for clout who are lying about DEI in games to try to attack Christian conservatives. If you did any of the above, it didn't show. You show support for the pigs regularly, though to show you're with them publicly, truth wins over time. Bro really thinks people disagreeing with him is a cancel mob, instead of thinking maybe he just said something dumb and people are responding. Now you see his true colors. Clearly, he doesn't understand common courtesy. You can't force people to hate on their friends just because he does. You did the right thing. He's not a good person, unfortunately. I have often thought that he is not here for games or media. He is here for chaos, clout, and clicks. He is an embarrassment to those who attempt to walk with Yeshua and the Holy Spirit. Venom and harsh judgment are not the fruits of true faith, Shalom. For him to spit on your kindness like that is beyond pale. Unfortunately, I think the only way he's going to change as a person as if he hits rock bottom. He has to change he's not going to change. You guys are some of the nicest people on this site. You shouldn't have to deal with guys like that. You and John and Razorfist and Smash should get into a room, recognize that you have way more in common than not, and move forward. You can't work with JDA. That's what this guy doesn't understand. He and that York guy are a little unhinged. This guy and Melanie Mack were trying to police people over gaming content not so long ago. They are grifters and are no different than the woke weirdos. It's like when the Nazis were rounding up the Jews. Cringe comment. He is a POS. He is exactly what you brought up, and the way they want to push a narrative to dictate what we can and can't like. Just block him. He will whine like a baby for months, but at least you want to listen to him lie. Woke right grifters trying to control the narrative at its finest. Seem to see bridges burn down like that. JDA has been tweeting anti-Semitic shit for a while. For fuck's sake, this is the second time today. I'll talk a little bit more about this. I came across this guy at the Comic-Con last time there. My boss, well, one of my bosses, the ex-boss, as I say, I only go work there for Comic-Con so I can get it for free. His son is a big Anna simp, basically, and he was talking to Anna, and I got to meet Anna there, and so her and his son are having this pleasant interaction. You know, he's a fan of hers, and she's being real nice to the kid and all this, and you know, and he just comes right up there and is like, he didn't give a fuck about any of us. Like, it was just very rude. He just comes right up there and he's like, oh, hey, you should come on my show and all this. And then she turns and, you know, here he is, Leave It to Beaver, standing there. And I'm just eyeballing this piece of shit because months ago on George's channel, when we were doing that Saturday show, I think it was, where we're watching crappy movies or whatever that was. JDA came in there and he kept trying to start a mess, and I had to ban 15 of his alts on there because he kept coming back, going, "Oh, George, you're this and you're that, George." You know, he wouldn't fuck off. So my friend, his son, and Anna, you know, they're like trying to, and he's just being totally fucking rude at this point, you know. And then Anna is just getting kind of annoyed with him, and she's just like, oh, yeah, you know, whatever. And he's just like, yo, come on my show, and all this. And then she's like, okay, well, just email me. And she's trying to walk off. And then he's just like, he took it kind of like rudely when he was the one being rude in the first place. And she just like, man, she was gone. She just took off out of there, man. So I'm going to be honest, if it weren't for my boss, things probably would have ended pretty badly there. So I turn around and here he is. I get right in his face, man. I mean, this is how it is with these people when you do this in real life, okay? When they're not on the keyboard hiding behind it and all of this, in real life, it is a totally different story. I mean, this guy's face was bright red. All the blood rushed up to there. And this guy, man, like I said, he's very lucky my boss was there. So my boss grabs my shoulder and he's like, I don't want a union meeting over this. And I turn back around and he's gone, man. I don't know how, it's like he beamed out of there. He was gone. So I went and looked down the other aisle, went and looked around the other one. I don't know where, it was like he beamed the fuck out of there, man. He was gone. But see, this is the problem with on here. On here, everybody's a tough guy and all this, you know. I'm going to do this, and, you're a cancel pig, and all of this bullshit, blah, 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 it's like, in real life, you got 240 pounds of pure muscle in your face at 2% body fat. It's a totally different fucking story, man. This guy, all this talk about him gonna fight Liam and all this. This guy had no calluses on his hand. He's living in a bubble. I mean, if him and Liam were to actually ever have this fight, I would mortgage this house. I would sell everything I have and put it on Liam. Because I'm telling you, 100% Liam would win that fight. Hands down, man. No contest. I'd say the first punch, if JDA got through the first punch, I'd be shocked. He's coddled. He's just this sheltered loser who's trying to do, I don't know what he's trying to do on here, honestly. He lost Cider. It's just a piece of shit. And if I see him down there again, I'll do it again, man. I don't care. I'll chase him through the whole fucking gas lamp, little bitch. That was fucking rude, man. You just come up there and interrupt us and all that. Like, him and his son's like Anna simp trying to, like, oh, wow, this is cool. I get to meet Anna. And they're like, she's trying to be pleasant to him. And this little fuck is Leave It to Beaver shits in her face. Like, oh, come on my show. Like, Anna's going to go on his show. Like, give me a break, man. Nobody goes on that fucking show. I mean, I'm surprised. He's probably paying those people off, the ones that he does get on there. But, anyways, I don't know who this guy is, but I don't know how I came across this. But, you seen their responses and everything on here. I mean, what a fuck up. And then he's telling this guy who to talk to, like he's some authority on, Christianity and all this stuff when he's got a divorce. And now they're saying this. I don't know. It's rumored that he slammed his wife into an armoire or something, and then they got divorced. That's what I keep hearing on here, is that he smashed her into an armoire. Other than that, man, I don't know, but like I said, this is the best example of how everybody thinks they're a tough guy on here. But in reality, it's a coddled, no calluses on hand, just sheltered, fake Christian idiot trying to be tough on here. Anyways, quite an interesting read, I guess. Like, this guy totally destroyed him, and then he just sits there calling him a fake Christian because he won't bend to JDA's will. What an idiot. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.